So, Christian, I have a question for you.
Yep.
If you're invited to a semi-glutide MILF party, are you going?
Well, let's get into it.
Welcome to Hollywood Impact. My name is Eric. This is Christian. And the reason I asked that question is because today we are going to be talking about South Park's newest special, The End of Obesity.
The End of Obesity. And we are going to be talking about whether this is actually worth the watch and kind of things we liked and things we did not like about it. So let's go ahead and get into what we liked about it.
I always like these specials. They're
funny.
Yeah, I mean, they're topical. You know, they're kind of what's trending. Mm-hmm. And now, one question I do have is this South Park now? Are they making new, 20-minute episodes, or is this what we're going to get? I'm
not sure. I think they're still making little episodes because their last season released, I don't know if it was exactly this year. It may have been late end of last year. But they're still making episodes, but they've been really kind of slow on it recently. But I'm not sure.
I really like these specials. I mean, probably the COVID ones were my favorite.
Those were good.
I think it was post-COVID, the return of COVID, when Butters and Adult Butters.
Yeah. Well, hey, fellas.
Well, he's trying to sell NFTs at a Denny's, Applebee's,
He's
Max.
He's got that mustache.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it was at a time when I was just trying to understand what an NFT was, and then I watched this, and I just was dying.
It was so funny. And Butters is my favorite character in South Park. I'm just gonna say that now. He's the funniest character.
Yeah.
But no, they have really good specials.
Yeah,
and
they do.
Those COVID ones were really good, and this one is still pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it's not one of my favorites.
It's not one of my favorites either.
No.
But I think running down the list, we had a couple of COVID ones, a couple of streaming wars.
Yes.
We had the Pandaverse, which I really liked.
That one was funny. I like that one.
And then the Not Suitable for Children. Did you see that one?
I think so. Yeah.
With the cred drink.
Yes. Yeah. That's the version of
Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my! That one just I watched it with my son.
So it makes
Now my son is 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching it, and we're like I can't. We're turning away from the screen a lot during that one because it is not suitable for children.
Correct.
But no, these specials, I really like these. The South Park guys, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, they've been doing it for 30 years now.
They're just good at it.
And I think the secret to that, or part of it, is they don't give a shit.
They really don't.
I mean, it does not matter your religion. It does not matter your race, your politics, nothing. They are going to try to point out the absurdity in our culture.
In everything.
And if you haven't been, I don't get offended by a lot. But there are times I'm like, dang, guys,
That's a little harsh.
But I mean, and they're unapologetic about it, and I think that's one of the keys to their success. And they are very, very crude and profane.
Yes,
they don't care.
I was actually surprised, because the past few years I've been going through a lot of their stuff, and I've been surprised by how much they make fun of Christianity.
Oh yeah,
a lot. And for me, every time I watch it, I feel guilty for watching it, and and a lot of the times I'll skip through some of it because it just doesn't always sit right with me. But I would never want to take away from their right to do that.
Yeah,
as an American, they have every right to do all that. And so, I mean, if it were my choice, would I not do that? Sure. But it's not my choice. It's their choice. And because of that, I think whatever they want to make fun of, if they're all about prejudice equality is a thing I've heard. Everybody gets shit. And because of that, there's a little absurdity in everything. And I think there's a healthy part to that.
Yeah, nobody's safe when it comes to these guys.
Nope.
And they have not been canceled yet, which is quite amazing.
Right.
In this day and age.
But this one is about something a little bit different because it's about obesity, and Cartman's dealing with this thing of, he's fat and he maybe has an option to get this medicine that may help, but he's too poor, he can't afford it, so he gets all upset. Kyle is like, hey, you should really care about your health. I'll help you navigate the American health.
Yeah, that song was great.
Which which is it's so good because it's not just funny. It's not just pointing out like the absurdities, but there's also a lot of truth behind
there's a ton
some
of truth, yeah.
Especially for this one, because the American health system is a little messed up.
It's so complicated. And,
it is complicated.
And you do wonder, like, are they all into it together?
Yeah.
The doctors, the drug companies, the food companies, are they all like conspiring against us? But yeah, that's what's so cool about these guys is that they'll take a topic like that and point out the ridiculous, and after you're done, you're like, I think they're right.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Like that actually hit pretty hard. So while Cartman's trying to get his stuff approved so he can take something to lose weight, these girls around town, these ladies around town,
the MILFs.
Yeah, they're taking Ozempic and like a couple other ones, and they're constantly showing off like the lower half of their torso in such weird ways, but it weirdly fits. And then Randy gets involved, and Randy's
to prove
so
a point
funny.
to his daughter, he picks her up from school, and he's wearing this crop top thing. So
he's
then
mad.
One of the other moms sees him like, "Oh, so are you into the drugs too?" And he's like, "Yeah," because he's got his weed farm,
right?
And he has no idea what they're talking about, and he ends up going. That's why I asked the question, are you going to go to, if you're invited to a semi-glutide MILF party, are you in?
I'm not in.
I'm there. I am totally in, for sure.
He's honest.
I'm
he's
unapologetic about it too, so.
But they do such a good job of like portraying like what, like, a drug addict, like their perspective on just something that's supposed to help you like lose weight, and that's it, and the lengths that people will go to do stuff like that. Obviously it's exaggerated, but it's so funny because these ladies go nuts and they start robbing places.
Rob a pharmacy, and then they're still posing though. They're like robbing, and they still have this little hip
they have
thing
to wait
they do
to pose before they move on to the
and
next
then Randy
room.
starts doing it also.
So
it's
funny,
like so ridiculous.
But Randy the whole time is like, I don't know if we should be doing this, but he can't help but like he's kind of in with all the drug dealers, so he's kind of just part of it. It cracks me up. It just cracks me up. But like actually, I think the best part about this was all of Cartman's dreams. So,
he doesn't really care about being healthy.
No, he wants the ability to absolutely destroy people with no repercussions.
Because their comeback has always been, well, you're a fat ass or something like that. And it's like, now they can't say that. And that's what his dream is.
Yeah, that's like his version of paradise.
And for whatever reason, he goes after Pakistan.
I don't know,
It's just
two times he keeps having this dream that he keeps telling. He keeps calling Kyle all these names. He keeps telling people all this stuff. He always goes to Pakistan and says like, oh, like your hairstyles are weird, and they're like, what are you gonna say? You can't say anything. And all of them are like, well, you're an average person. I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah,
it's just funny. No, this is a pretty good one. But was there anything you didn't like about it?
Oh, it wasn't. I didn't have as many laugh out loud type moments. I mean, there was a lot of chuckles, a lot of but nothing that just stood out like that really got me. Yeah. I think what I did like was like call it the sugar mafia, if you will.
The sugar mafia.
All the different cereal people like Captain Crunch and Little Debbie. They're like. These mother, and then
it's like that's our job.
That's our job, and then the end of it was kind of wild. It got pretty, like, extremely violent.
It did. It turned into like a shoot 'em up car chase.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird, but it was fun in concept.
Sure.
So, but no, I'd have to agree. There wasn't a whole lot of moments where I just like laughed out loud, hit the couch or whatever. But a lot of small chuckly moments, but it was enough to keep you engaged for the majority of the time.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was too much of an issue.
But it's talking about just Ozempic and I don't know, I'm not a scientist or anything, but it is kind of strange that there is like a drug out there. Obesity is a big problem in this country.
It's a problem.
And it could help people. but unless you're diagnosed with diabetes, you can't get a prescription.
Yeah.
So if you want to get it on your own, it's about $1,200 a month. That is correct.
Yeah.
And then you see the people that can't afford it, don't necessarily need it. You know, there's just, I don't know, there's just lots of different things with this that I think these guys are really smart about bringing up. You know, kind of the vanity of it. Like, I mean, like I said earlier, Cartman doesn't care about his health.
No.
You know, his motives are totally
different.
But I don't know. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't one of those laugh out loud kind of.
No. And I feel like some of South Park stuff can go this way, where it can still be funny, but they try pretty hard to make sure there's some kind of message going through for some of their stuff, especially for the specials. So the COVID ones, they had some real heart to them, where like you kind of got invested in like what's going on in their lives.
Yeah.
But this one's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so because of that, like, you're kind of wondering why it's 45 minutes long. Like, honestly, I would have been okay if this was just a 20-minute episode.
Just a regular episode.
So like it's not to say it's not worth a watch. It is. It's fun, and I would recommend this. But I think that if you made this a 20-minute episode, I don't think I'd be upset, because I think there's a lot of, no pun intended, there's a lot of fat there you can trim in that video. And but no, there are some interesting things it says about the American healthcare system and how people try to abuse stuff like this for shortcuts in life. Like, I'm obviously, like, I'm on the overweight part of the scale, right? But I have a plan in order to try to help trim that down. And I would rather do it by my own means than to go and spend bukus of money on something to just inject in your stomach.
Right.
Like, something about that just, it doesn't seem natural. And whether or not they say, like, well, it has natural things put in it to help trigger those sort of things, I think that it's just better for your overall health, physically and mentally, to be able to do something like that on your own.
Well, just to be reliant on anything too, like, you know, there's, I know it's still a pretty young drug, but it's like, what happens when you get off of it? You know, there's so many questions with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to see these guys tackle next for their next special?
Oh, dang.
I've got an idea for one.
Because honestly, if you would have asked me that before this one, I would have said obesity.
Yeah.
Because like they've made fun of Cartman, but they haven't not up until now, they haven't really tackled the whole thing about weight loss like this in this way. And that I think is a really good subject. So they've done a lot of stuff. They just did Disney, so can't say that either. They've already done YouTube. It's hard. Is there a lot of things they haven't done?
I'll tell you what I'd like to see him do.
Yeah.
It's something about the election this year.
Okay, yeah.
Some Trump, Biden stuff, all the court things that he's been going through. I think they would do an outstanding job with that.
Yeah, with Mr. Garrison as...
I know they've done similar ones with Barack Obama and John McCain. I think it was just like a regular episode, and they're like part of an Ocean's 11 kind of like crime thing. But I just hope, you know, it's June now. Hopefully, you know, as we get closer to November, I'm hoping these guys put out like an election special. I think that would be great.
I mean, they're always good at stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's always funny.
Yeah.
It's always funny. But no, I would definitely recommend this.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I'm going to give this like a grade or like a rate like we normally do. I'm just going to say, go and we'll watch it. It's on Paramount Plus. And it's a good time.
Yep, it's worth the watch. Just don't get your hopes up too high, I guess. But yeah, check it out. It's funny. I like these guys.
Yeah, well, that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, we will see you later.